Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
And this is the all-new 2025 Genesis GV80. Yes, we were just in the 2024, but Genesis has updated it for the 25 model year. In this video, we're going to tell you about the difference in design and how it drives. Stay tuned. Yes, Gearheads, huge thanks to Genesis for having us out to Fort Worth, Texas. We got to stay home, sort of, for this one, to check out the new 2025 Genesis GV80. There's a lot to talk about here. I'm actually going to hop behind the camera so Holly can show you some of the details that she has really come to like and appreciate on this new 25 model, and then I'll kind of highlight some of the things that stood out to me. Holly, what stood out to you being some of the upgrades, updates for the 25?
So one subtle thing that you're going to notice is the subtle upgrading, revamping of the emblem logo here that you're going to start seeing on all the new Genesis products. Still has the same look and feel when it's going down the road, but I feel like this one is more of a statement than the old logo.
We've actually got texture here in the middle, which is very nice.
It's a little bit fatter on the sides too, but like I said, more of a statement symbol than some of the other or the previous one. Also, you'll notice on this grille for the 2025, you have the double lines, which is something that a design element that they are incorporating throughout the entire vehicle.
You're telling me there are two lines somewhere on this vehicle? Is that what you're saying?
One or two.
Yes, one or two. So yes, we've got the new multi-element LED headlights, running lights, turn signals, everything right here that are very fascinating, more premium and more compact in how they deliver the light, which is very nice. Again, the GV80 back in 2020 did unveil this new two-line design treatment for the entire Genesis brand. This really was a statement vehicle for Genesis moving forward. It changed the entire design direction. Some things that stood out to me, while yes, the grille is very different, it gives it a much more blingy, chromy in your face presence, is the lower grille was revamped and reshaped as well, including the air pass-through for the front corner right here. These are actually two separate pieces. Normally they're kind of built into one, but you can see, I do see air daylight shining through there, so that does help air flow around the side of the vehicle, which, as we pan to the side of the vehicle, one of the big updates, what do we see here?
Two lines.
Yes. So a very big design impact that they wanted to make, big statement, was the new wheels. These are the premium 22-inch wheels. They are wrapped in Michelin Primacy Tour tires. They are 265/40 R22-inch rubber wrapped around these 5-spoke, very athletic looking wheels, again with that two-line design theme on it. And I can see the two lines of the headlights and the two lines of the fender vents, turn signals right here.
And these are my favorite two lines on the car as far as design elements go, because this is the design when I'm talking about in the other video review that we talked about, that is harkens back to maybe a classic car. That's what I'm referring to, are these chrome two lines. It makes it very classy, very elegant, very luxury.
Yes. And then as we pan to the back of the vehicle, this is the standard GV80. The coupe is new for 2025, but we're not talking a GV80 coupe here in this video. We're talking the traditional GV80. And again, we get that fastback design roofline that they said still retains the headroom for second and potential third row passengers all the way back to the back, but still giving it that sporty athletic line, as well as this dipping parabolic line that starts on the hood and dips all the way back here to the back, giving it a really muscular fastback look as we come around to the back. And what do we see in the taillights, Holly? Two lines. More lines.
lines.
More lines. So we get LED taillights back here, LED turn signals, LED all the things. Genesis very prominently displayed here on the back. And then we get this kind of oval-like cutout in the back that we have seen on their more sporty athletic vehicles, which is a nice touch. Another big change for 2025, you will notice or not notice as I move down, the exhaust tips have been hidden. They are turn downs, and they've reshaped, reformulated this rear bumper. You can see where the exhausts would be are this kind of diamond triangular pattern that does, again, harken back to the logo, the grille, and just, again, the two chrome lines that echo throughout the design of this vehicle.
And the one thing that you haven't talked about is this new color.
Yes.
Is the store green color. Based on it comes in this and a matte color as well. But all the colors for the 2025 GV80 are reminiscent of travel.
That speaks very highly to you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And this green, as you've said many times, is super popular these days, and it's very classy. It's a different color without being too risky that I think a lot of people are really going to love.
And we will see that repeated on the inside. And then we have a hidden button right here for the rear hatch. It is a power hatch. It is a smart hatch, so if you had the key in your pocket, your purse, wherever you keep your key, you can just leave it there. Stand behind here for a little bit. It'll beep 3 times at you, and no hokey pokey, do a little dance back here, trying to kick under the rear bumper to get it open.
No, it even works for me.
Yes, which is very nice. It almost works sometimes a little too easily, and you're like, oh, get away, before it goes off. But you can see here we do have a 2-row version. We've got the storage net right here. We've got additional storage underneath here, and I can't really show you on this one because of the net. I can unclip it, but because we have the 2-row version where the 3rd row seat would be, there's some additional underfloor storage, much like the 2024 version. So I do go into a little bit more detail with that on our 2024 video, so definitely go check that out. I'm going to close this one right here. So this store green also features a new interior color palette. This is not the one that we are driving in this video. We are actually driving a Seville silver or Seville gray with a different interior texture, but I wanted to show you some of the options here. So here we've got a green, which we also have in our silver model, but we have a stone inlay texture here, all natural, and all the natural colors come out here. So they say they don't change that or alter that. We do have the new Bang & Olufsen sound system in this. We'll talk more about that when we're driving because they switched from Lexicon, so that is new. And then you can see all the brown accents here. We'll talk more of the front interior design, that 27-inch screen here in just a moment, but I want to show you soft closed doors. You don't have to slam them, just bring them to. And then the back seat, another thing we could not show you in our 2024 because we had the center bench or these captain's chairs here in the back, is now we have a bench. So first, I guess I can show you the fold down armrest and center console, if I get it right. But there is actually back here a lever to fold that down. So if you do have longer items, you can do that as well. But those are all the main differences that I can show you while not driving it here in the 2025 versus the 2024 we just had. Now, Holly, let's go hop in the one that we've spent the day in and let the good folks know what it's like to drive and live with this vehicle. All right, gearheads, we are now inside our Seville gray version. We've got a different motif in here. Look at me dropping some big words. We've got the green, we've got the vanilla beige, we've got the newspaper, we've got the 27-inch.
Wait, what did you say?
Yeah.
Newspaper?
Newspaper! So yeah, forget the technology of the 27-inch screen here in front of us, which is brand new for 2025. We've got newspaper, recycled newspaper
right here.
In the dash, in the center console, in the doors. Very unique look, and if you look very closely, you can see the print.
You can see the print, and there's like hints of different colors that were in the newspaper. So not any two of these are going to be exactly like. So
very
cool.
Unique look across the board. But yeah, so some unique touches that make the 25 different than the 24 we just got out of. New interior design, starting with this 27-inch OLED HD screen. Got rid of something that you weren't particularly fond of in the 3D gauge cluster. I didn't like the 3D gauge cluster because it felt a little too grainy. This HD screen is
no
nice.
grain.
Yes.
No grain.
Very clear, very high definition, very customizable as well. And we're having a discussion with one of the subject matter experts. It actually uses weather data to change the weather on the mountains and the screen back here behind the steering wheel. Just cool, interesting little touches that the brand have thrown in.
Change what the background looks like
yes,
altogether?
so a lot of this is very customizable and very unique. You can make it fit you as a driver, set it to your driver profile. We have a fingerprint reader in here. We've got 2 separate keys with driver profiles. So there's a lot of customization you and I could both do if we owned this one that would be unique to us.
Yeah, I mean, they've put a lot of features in the 2025 that make it customizable to whatever mood you're in or what mood you're typically in, as far as like you could have energized, relaxed, calm.
Yes. So to that end, I'll swipe through here. We've got somewhere in here. Mood
swipe.
Curator. There we go. Thank you.
Drive. I'll swipe.
So we've got all the different moods that you could put it in. Vitality.
I don't know what mood that is.
Delight. A little afternoon. Okay.
Oh, not that kind of delight.
Comfort, yes, all kinds of. Speaking of comfort, I'm going to turn on my ErgoMotion massage seat. I do air quotes because they don't call it massage.
It's not a massage seat. It is typical. It's like this is not the most classy description, but it's like the hospital beds that kind of move you around a little bit so your muscles don't get sore or you don't get bed sores. Well, but that is what it is.
And it's to keep you attent as a driver, keep you aware. There you go. Thank you. To the situation around you, which I also have new for 25 cameras watching me to make sure I'm paying attention as well. But we need to get back to CarPlay and our maps so I don't miss our turn.
You know where we're going.
Yes, because we turned the volume off to talk to you. So yes, screens, new. Overall design, new. Materials, new. Color schemes, new. This whole control panel right here is also new. Haptic touch areas, but we still get volume knobs and HVAC knobs that are very tactile. Have you turned them? Mm-hmm. So
they're clicky.
Yeah, very clicky. And then very quick and easy to use touch sensitive areas right there, dedicated for heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, heated center armrest.
Yeah, how fancy.
Leading the game here. So very nice on that Genesis. We don't need it today. Let's see, 88 degrees outside as I look at the temperature readout here in front of me. Other things in front of me, 12-inch head-up display, color head-up display. If I put it on lane centering, it actually displays the curve in the road. We're on a curve right now. It uses augmented reality to show me the vehicles around me. When it knows, it displays it as a little box. So that's really cool as well.
Traffic sign recognition.
Yes, yes. So all the typical fun things you would expect, you know, rear view camera mirror, which we saw in the 2024 model, and a general differentiation in here from the 2024 model. Again, the use of materials, really like all the newspaper in this one. Again, we showed you on the store green, the stone inset in them. They also offer olive ash wood as a trim option. So there's that.
Yeah. There's a lot of different combinations that you could choose, color combinations and material combinations.
And they're very well thought out. So the olive green and the vanilla beige here are yellowy tones. So they complement each other well. Again, with the gray on the outside of this one, again, is a little on the greener side of things. So they have thought down to that level of detail, the color pairings and the matchings, and then the material usage in here as well. All of that has been thought out by the engineers. And then we've got this new steering wheel that overcomes some of the things that I've found as a problem with the 24 we just got out of, in that you can actually read all the buttons. You can tell what the symbols are on the steering wheel, because the old version, the 24 version, had metallic buttons with a backlit cutout that there wasn't enough contrast. Very good contrast here. New three-spoke design. Looks a little more athletic, racy, sporty, and nice.
Yeah, it keeps its luxury feel, but adds a little bit more sportiness to it.
Yes. And then as I put on the blinker, we get our blind spot cameras as we're turning, blind spot monitoring, all the ADAS safety stuff. They have updated some of those things, including the radar adaptive cruise control, the highway drive assist. They've really leaned into all the new technologies. Digital phone as a key now accepts Apple. Apple now has wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, though that is an over-the-air update, so we are currently plugged in, but that will be updated by the end of calendar 2024.
Right.
Are there any other thoughts that kind of stand out to you here in the interior?
Yeah, I will say a couple of things that I like, especially about this particular color combination, is of course I like the green, which is different than a lot of cars. And then you've got the vanilla here in the seats, which some people freak out about if you have kids. However, I mean, I feel like we're pretty easy on cars anyways.
Yeah.
We're not very hard, so it's hard for us to speak to every family, but for us I feel like it would be easy to clean up these seats. But what I like is that the floors are black. This is where I would say the normal wear and tear for pretty much anyone would be, is in the floor. And sometimes we've seen some white interiors with white floors and we're like, what's going on?
Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, what is going on here? So the black floors, where your feet go, where dirt ends up, is black, and I like that. And I think it would, even though it does have the vanilla colored seats, I think that would help it all stay looking nice and clean. So I like that. Let's talk about this center heated console armrest. So you've got the little double side doors that you love.
Love it.
And then you have a little tray here. So it looks like very shallow, but then the tray comes out and you've got a little bit bigger of a storage thing here. I'll just show. I have my little makeup bag here. Fits in there pretty nicely. There's even like a little light down there if you needed it. I don't know that I love that you have to take this out.
It is shallow.
To access that, but there is that option, and it is felt lined, so I'm not gonna hear
rattles,
things rattle around in there.
Speaking of rattling, the ride, the comfort, the isolation, how's it been? We've been in here for hours today.
Sure.
And it has been a calm, serene, very comfortable ride. How's it been for you?
Yeah, very comfortable, and we have driven through some country roads. There was a time when we were driving on our way there, we weren't filming but just trying to get a feel for the car. I hit a pothole that I was sure was gonna rattle us on. You didn't even notice.
Nope. So this does have road preview, adaptive suspension, all the good stuff that we had in the 2024, just updated a little bit for 2025. Even though we've got those 22-inch wheels with the lower profile tires, still very calm, comfortable ride in this. Very quiet as well. The insulation in here, double pane windows, all the typical things you would expect from a luxury vehicle that Genesis say their competitive set, Mercedes GLE, BMW M5, Lexus RX, Acura MDX. Interesting, they left out Lincoln Aviator and Cadillac XT6 on that one. So
easy for you to say.
Yes, very easy.
As far as the comfort of the seats go, these are super nice.
Multiple hours.
Yeah, you've got a lot of different customizable options here to make it feel like you're just all hugged in the right areas and comfortable.
And then I've got adjustable bolsters here on the side that can hug me even more.
Right.
And that if I put it into sport mode, hug me just a little bit more, which I guess transitions nicely into how does this drive? What was your experience behind the wheel of this one?
I wasn't ready to transition. With as many customizable options that there are, I do wish there was a two-person memory seat on this.
On that side, okay.
That'd be nice. Okay, transition. It was really easy to drive. I thought really nice driving, and I like the head-up display. I like the steering wheel.
So we are in the more powerful 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 version. The base four-cylinder is the most competitive and powerful against its competitive set, but this is the more powerful 3.5 twin turbo, standard all-wheel drive across the board, 8-speed transmission. It all works seamlessly. It has been a breeze. Power's there when you want it. It's quick when you need it to be. It's calm. It's a cruiser when you want it to be. And depending on what drive mode you have it in, different behavior given the circumstances. We were going through some twisty roads while I was driving. I put it in sport to kind of mitigate some of the body roll that you get in a softer comfort suspension. And I'd say it's done very well for us for the duration of our drive.
Yeah, it almost feels as smooth as driving an electric vehicle.
Yep. Which those benefit from extra weight, keeping them a lower center of gravity and all that. Any other thoughts before we wrap it up?
Oh, it's got the shades,
yes,
and you can roll it down with the
windows, so I can control the rear shades from up here.
Super nice. And we didn't talk about the speakers. I mean, we did when we were outside, but a lot of thought has gone into the surround sound.
The great thing about the Genesis is that it's super easy to use. So you just go to home,
resuming good night.
there you go. So you're already connected to my phone. And you can actually go to setup. And then under sound, you see premium sound. That is us, Bang & Olufsen. And then if you go over to Baosonic, we're going to play a different sound for you so that you can hear. Let's see, what should we play you?
That's the way computers talk.
Yes. So you can start in the center and you can hear like everything is pretty like even, but maybe you're a more bass person. You can get more bass and more energized versus relaxed. You can feel like it's not quite as much bass, or bright, where it's much more treble. And if you ever just want to go back to the center, you can either drag it or you can just tap right there and it'll take you right back. The great thing is that no matter where you put it, it'll be a great sound either way. And you can also go to position, and right now we have it centered so everyone can hear really well. But maybe I'm by myself. Oh, I was like, yeah. I could be by myself, so I can just focus on right there. Or my passenger, or maybe I have some kids in the back, and I'm like, I don't want to hear whatever unicorn song or Baby Shark they're listening to. I'm gonna put it to the back, and I can put it to the back over there as well. Cool. Yeah.
So pricing, final thing, we don't have pricing on this specific model, but it is very similar to the 2024. I will put the pricing on the screen because there are some slight changes. They did introduce a new trim lower down that will be available later this year. So they're making the GV80 more affordable overall, but still offering premium features like this Signature, Premier's, Prestige. Any other thoughts?
I love it.
I know, I want to take it home.
I do like it.
If you want to see more from us, absolutely hit that subscribe button down below, ring the bell, because we are actually driving a Genesis home from this event, so you will want to see that. Find her on social media at Female Consumer, Facebook and Instagram. Find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it. Go to gtgaragetalk.com or go to @GT Garage Talk. You know the drill. Until next time, gearheads. Bye.
Bye. surround sound, however you want. And I mean, most cars you have the, there's a spider. Yeah! Do you see? Oh, you're touching it. Got it. I'll be able to.
That would have been a good spot. Yeah, can't really.
That would